This video is made for adult collectors because finally, the furnace is fixed. No more loud, ungodly whistling noises. Get out of here, Megatron. This is more important. This arrived yesterday. He's here, and I got no shipping notice whatsoever. I didn't get my email until after I got home from the gym and it arrived at my door. It had been sitting in my house for an hour, and then I got the email saying that it shipped. And then in the evening, I got the email saying that it delivered. Thank you, Hasbro Pulse. I appreciate the communication, but look, Leo Kaiser's here finally. He's not in the box, he's downstairs. As a Megatron, this is kinda stinky. Like, the robot mode has a ton of issues we will get to later, but I'm starting in tank mode because, as the title suggests, to me, this is the best Megatron's tank mode has ever looked. It's my favorite tank mode for him, honestly, movie and all. 86 Megatron might be the best mainline Megatron we've gotten. It's legit really good. But the tank mode I felt was a wee bit on the messy side. It's still a good tank, it just needs a bit of cleanup on aisle turret. This though, completely clean tank. I legit have no issues whatsoever with how this thing looks. It is entirely covered in silver paint and dressed head to toe in some very nice detail that I'm kind of surprised this was never turned into a bludgeon. It was turned into an Armada Megatron, which is so out of the blue, but I think that's really cool. But the amount of sculpted detail and display, the panels on the side, the hatches and the rivets all along the top. I don't know tank terms or tank details, but this looks very tanky to me. I also do like the little bits of red exposed, like the bits at the top here or the bits at the front, but it's mostly, we have hinges here and we can't really hide them. Sucks to suck. But I think it kind of works in favor of the alt mode. The only thing, if I had to complain about one thing, the only thing that I don't like would be the exposed undercrotch section at the back. But he does have mini-con pegs, a byproduct of the plan to make this an Armada Megatron, but I love it. They didn't do anything, but they're very cool to have. He is supposed to come with 2 guns to mount on the top, but I bought this used and it didn't come with that. Wait, this was originally meant to be part of Thrilling 30? If that's true, then that's kind of neat, and it makes more sense because the figures from the Prime Wars trilogy were pretty well articulated and this is not. Wait, that also makes the minicon pegs make more sense because there were minicons in Thrilling 30. The treads work. I love how they work. Again, it causes problems in the robot mode, but it is very cool in the tank mode. They don't work very well though. You need to press really hard on the tank to make it work, and the treads are a wee bit tight on the wheels and cause like the ends to pull. The turret does rotate, but it doesn't go up and down. The rotating turret, again, causes issues in the robot mode. You can see where I'm going with that. The tank mode is brilliant, but all of that alt mode brilliance means the robot mode suffers a lot because of it. So with 2 recent Megatrons we've gotten Smooth and Complex. I really like transforming this thing. Or we get like really easy and fun, but also kind of like involved. With this guy, these 2 figures transformations are very, very fun. This one's complicated, this one's really simple. They follow the same basic skeleton, but it is still very nice to do. He isn't. It follows a very similar basic skeleton to the other 2, and that's basically just like the legs fold around the tank and the arms or the turret, but it's not nice. It's not like it's hard or anything. It's just like the old Combiner Wars plastic and the way that the pegs and the ratchets work just make it feel a bit icky, I think is the best way to describe it. So the first thing that I normally do is deal with the arms. So we're gonna compress the turret, then we're gonna split the arms, and I'm just gonna bring them up because that gets them out of the way of the legs. Look, there's the turntable. That's what, I don't think I can rotate it like this. That's what causes this whole assembly to rotate. You can't see that very well, but you know, it's there. I've messed it up now. There we go. So once you bring the arms out, you want to unpeg the feet, and they clip in up here and into the side down here, as well as eat these front turret pieces. Turret? These are tread pieces. So you just pop them out. Not a very nice feeling peg, especially going back in. Going back in, getting it pegged into here, it feels a bit mushy because this is really thin, this piece. Look at that. There's a lot of flex there, so getting that pegged in can be a wee bit annoying. Plus, you have to feed it around this. But once you get the legs unpegged, you want to take the treads and fold them back. Then we're going to unclip the crotch piece back here from the knees. And once you get that unclipped, we're just going to fold it up and bring it in there. Then this will straighten out, fold up the foot, straighten that out, fold up the foot. This peg is not the most secure thing in the world. This side is better. This side, though, yeah, there it goes. It's not the most secure thing in the world. Once you got the legs done, you want to take the treads back here. Again, you want to straighten them out like that and then bring them together. They will clip into place there, and you slide them up. Take the arms, bring them out, fold the chest plate down, and then just fold the head forward. Then we're going to come to the arms and fold up these panels on either side. Now you can pick whichever orientation you want the cannon to be in. I'm going to just leave it like that for now. The chest has come unpegged. But there is Combiner Wars Megatron. He looks like a goober and transforms like a goober. It's not hard, it's just I don't like the leg pegging in, and I don't like how wibbly it feels, and the plastic doesn't feel nice, and doing the arms is a bit strange, and there's red paint that's now on the chest. How did that get there? That is one shit ass looking Megatron. He can't look natural. He's always standing at attention because his ratchets kind of suck, because the gaps between the teeth are so large that he's either stock straight or has to pee. Not to mention there is a lot of play between the ratchets, so he's a bit wibbly. The play also means he leans back a lot, and that's where the issues of the treads being real comes into play. They add a lot of weight to the back of the tank mode because they can't compress any further, thus making him lean. And on the back of the legs, they limit the knees from bending, because how do you fold up treads like this on a mainline, the figure that was what, 55 Canadian dollars at the time? I do like how the fusion cannon can either be missile forward or a G1, and how you can fold it onto the front of the arm or keep it somewhat side mounted. I like the options there. And if I flare out the treads, look, it's the RoboSen Megatron. Yeah, RoboSen based their guy off of this, and I find that kind of funny. My RoboSen Megatron's battery's dead, and he's also packed away deeply, so I'm not going to go get it. I do like how the silver paint continues in this mode. Well, save for these bits on the shins. I don't know why they're there. They offer nothing really interesting, and because they're there, he has greatly limited ankle joints. Head sculpt is very Megatron, but round. However, my favorite part is probably those black bits in the inner cheek. They add a bit of depth to the head and a little bit more shadow. There is more red in this mode, all in the upper body, but it really helps make this figure not look dull. Like the Takara one, which for some reason looks duller than the Hasbro one, and that's kind of rare. But what is dull is how he moves. It's so awkward. The head is on a universal joint, so we can look up and down and left and right, but there is no tilt because it isn't a ball joint. The shoulders are stupid. They're stupid. They rotate and go up and down, but because of the tank turret gimmick, they are at such an odd angle, and the shoulders pull out so far from the torso, it always just looks weird. The elbows are that not so nice feeling plastic ratchet, but they bend 90 degrees, and he has a bicep swivel, and he's also got a wrist swivel at his massive boxing gloves for hands. Surprisingly, there is a waist joint. I was shocked for a toy of this age, but that's cool. The hips are limited. They can't go forward that far. They can go back all the way. The hip skirts on the side move out to allow for the hips to go out all the way. Then there's the thigh swivels. They rotate, but they don't rotate inward at all because of the sculpt. The knees can only bend about 45 degrees, and his ankles can move forward and back and then just wiggle a bit. So yeah, not the most posable thing in the world, but I did not buy this for the robot mode. I got it for that lovely tank mode. It's so good. It's the best part about this figure for me, and they pulled out all the stops to make it look amazing. But I still don't really recommend this figure though. There are so many better Megatrons out there, like 86, hell, the little $20 dude, Siege. I will continue to sing the praises of the little $20 dude, but not this one though. It's only really good in one mode, and that's the vehicle. I could see why RoboSen based theirs off of this. But that's been my look at Combiner Wars Megatron. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.